What's up, guys? NBA talk with the last video of the night, Game 5 of the Boston Celtics and Chicago Bulls. Very, very exciting game, very competitive game, just like the Wizards and Atlanta Hawks. Like, very competitive. This one is more beefy. This series has been more beefy, more controversial, a lot of trash talking. That's what it is, man. This is the much exciting thing. It's funny how the overpowered super teams in the Western Conference are like, oh, they're better in the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs, what happens? The Eastern Conference is more exciting because everything is more leveled. Everybody's more balanced together against each other. And you can see that in these games. The Eastern Conference put on better shows than the Western Conference because it usually ends up in blowouts. So that's my preference on that. This was an example of that. Boston Celtics win this game 108-97. This was no joke. They were competitive. It got me convinced that the third quarter was like the fourth. I thought the third quarter was the fourth quarter at one point. Like a small moment. I'm like, oh, this game's about to be over. But to realize there's one more quarter left, like, damn. This feels like it was about to end real quick. Boston Celtics did a fantastic job. Three people in particular. Isaiah Thomas, of course, he was banging. Especially in the fourth, like early fourth. Avery Bradley was doing his thing as well. Al Horford was getting those buckets, especially he was cutting into the paint, shooting the ball. He was doing everything, which is absolutely needed. This is the biggest game I've seen him. Absolutely great for him, and everybody just supported. Even though they did not go off, like Crowder did not go off as much. Green didn't go off. A couple people off the bench maybe to some degree, but they were very competitive. Olenek, Marcus Smart was competitive. It was just fun. It was fun to watch these Boston Celtics. It was fun to watch the Bulls doing their thing because they did not give up so easily. They kept hammering. They passed the ball good. Dwyane Wade was back to his griminess again, doing his thing. He was awesome tonight. Of course, Jimmy Butler backing him up. But unfortunately, the Bulls lose this game. I know what people will say about the refs. There were definitely calls that should have been called on the Boston Celtics, especially Rob Lopez being pinned, like Crowder holding his leg. I have to admit that. I want the Boston Celtics to win this series, but I have to admit that Crowder move, yeah, a Crowder should have got called for that, but ref pretended like they were blind or something. I know they had to be looking directly at Lopez, and they still called it on Lopez. And then he got a tech for it because, of course, he's mad. It's crazy, man. Still competitive. I still think this series might go to 7. This is the series out of all in the playoffs that think that's going to go to Game 7 in the first round. I honestly think that. I really think they're going to go to 7 games. That's just me, man, because this series has such substance, such content into it, such storyline, such beef. It's crazy, man. Just like the Atlanta Hawks and Wizards game. Just fantastic. So let's get into the stats. For the Celtics first, of course, they won. Isaiah Thomas, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 11 for 11 from the free throw line, which absolutely great. Avery Bradley with 24 points, 6 rebounds. He was 2 for 5 from the three-point range. Al Horford having a monster game. Well, not necessarily in terms of big-time 40-point games, but overall impact. 21 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 for 4 from the three-point range. He was having it all over the place. He was definitely a force in this game. Crowder had 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 block shots. He was doing it on the defensive end for sure. And then off the bench, you got a couple people. You got Kelly Olynyk putting some good numbers. He was plus 14 when he was on the court. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds tonight. Marcus Smart was playing some heavy defense and passing the ball. 8 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. And you got some good things from Royzer. Only got 5 points though in 18 minutes, but he did a very good job in his energy. The team shot 45% for the field, 38 rebounds. They out-rebounded the Chicago Bulls, which was a problem for the Celtics at the time, bro. Chicago Bulls, Rob Lopez was having his way inside the paint. This is a good thing to counter back at. They passed the ball pretty good, 27 assists, and only 6 turnovers. That's incredible. So that's it for the Celtics. Bulls, you have Dwyane Wade with 26 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. The old D Wade, he was having his way. Isaiah Cannon filling in for Rajon Rondo, 13 points tonight in 36 minutes. Rob Lopez with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 block shots. Jimmy Butler having an off night to some degree. He still was effective. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Very effective. Mirotic only having 6 points. He started off good in the games that they won, but he seems to be falling off again. And nothing really much from off the bench. Like some things from Portis, some things from Michael Carter-Williams, but that's pretty much it. They shot 50% for the field, 34% for the three-point range. Oh, my bad. I'm just checking this right now. The Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bulls did out-rebound the Celtics. It's 42 rebounds to 38 Celtics rebounds. 24 assists for the Chicago Bulls and 16 turnovers, that was a problem for the Bulls, basically. So that's it. Game 6 will be in Chicago. I think Chicago can win this game and put it to 7, and it will be really on for us. So this is something. This could go 7 games, man. I think the Chicago Bulls could push it to 7 for sure. So that's it for me. Peace out.